The starship Endeavour drifted silently through the vast expanse of uncharted space. Its sleek hull gleamed faintly under the distant starlight, a symbol of humanity's bold step into the unknown. On board, Captain Alina Reyes stood on the bridge, eyes fixed on the holographic display that mapped the star system. Ahead, a region no human ship had ever entered. Coordinates locked. Reported Lieutenant Chen, her fingers dancing over the control panel. We're approaching the source of the unusual energy readings. Alina nodded. Keep scanners active. We don't know what's waiting for us. For weeks, the Endeavour had been following strange signals emanating from this sector. The signals weren't like anything humans had encountered before. Patterns, complex and deliberate, almost like a message. Suddenly, the calm was broken. The communication console beeped urgently. Captain Chen said, eyes wide. We're receiving a transmission. Unknown origin. Language unrecognized, but it's rhythmic, almost like a warning. Alina leaned forward. Patch it through to universal translators. The bridge filled with a low hum as the alien message was decoded. The words were rough and alien in structure, but one phrase stood out clearly. Leave this space. Humans are not welcome. The crew exchanged uneasy glances. First contact. And it wasn't peaceful. Open a channel, Alina ordered. This is Captain Alina Reyes of the United Earth Starship Endeavour. We come in peace. Static crackled over the speakers before a new voice emerged, sharp, commanding, and unlike any language the translators could fully decode. The alien voice repeated a phrase that chilled the room. Leave, or suffer the consequences. Before Alina could respond, the starship shuddered violently. Alarms blared. The Endeavour's shields flickered under a sudden, powerful energy blast. Red alert, shouted Lieutenant Chen. Enemy weapons locking on. Raise shields. Alina barked, gripping the armrest of her captain's chair. Outside the view, sleek, angular ships surrounded the Endeavour. Their hulls shimmered with strange energy fields, and their weapons glowed with lethal intent. These were the Xyrilians, a species humanity knew little about, except for rumors of their swift and merciless conquests. The Endeavour shook again as another blast hit. The human crew scrambled to their battle stations, eyes blazing with determination. Rather than fear, return fire. Alina commanded. Target the lead ship. Human engineers worked furiously to reroute power to the ship's plasma cannons. The Endeavour's weapons fired in blazing bursts, striking the Xyrilian vanguard. Explosions lit the void as one of the alien ships faltered. The Xyrilian attackers, however, were relentless. They coordinated their strikes with terrifying precision, testing the humans' defenses at every turn. Captain, Chen reported, voice tense but steady. Our shields are holding, but we can't keep this up much longer. They're adapting fast. Elena's mind raced. This was no ordinary battle. Something was different. The humans had never encountered an enemy so aggressive and so familiar with their tactics. And yet, the Xyrilians were underestimating them. Prepare for evasive maneuvers, she said. Keep them off balance. The Endeavour twisted and darted through the asteroid field nearby, using the jagged rocks as cover. The Xyrilian ships hesitated, unsure whether to pursue into the dangerous debris. Now, Alina ordered. The Endeavour unleashed a coordinated volley of plasma blasts, catching the Xyrilians off guard. Several enemy ships faltered, caught in the crossfire. For the first time, the humans felt the tide turning. But then, something unexpected happened. A strange energy wave pulsed through space, rippling outward from the battle zone. The Xyrilian ships began to vanish one by one like shadows. Dissolving into light, the crew watched in stunned silence as the enemy fleets thinned rapidly, leaving only a handful of ships behind. What What is that? Lieutenant Chen whispered. Elena's eyes narrowed. I don't know yet, but whatever it is, it's on our side. The remaining Xyrillians suddenly broke off the attack and retreated at full speed. Pursue them? Chen asked. No, Elena said firmly. We need answers first. As the Endeavor regrouped, the captain issued new orders. Scan for survivors. Prepare to investigate that energy pulse. This encounter is only the beginning. The galaxy just became a lot more complicated. The crew exchanged wary looks. Humanity had taken its first step into a much larger war, and something far stranger than they had imagined was already watching. The crew of the Endeavor moved quickly to assess the aftermath of the unexpected encounter. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, her expression calm but alert as technicians scanned the surrounding space. The strange energy pulse that had scattered the Xyrillian fleet still lingered faintly, like a ripple in the fabric of space. Captain Lieutenant Chen reported. We're picking up faint signals from a small Xyrillian scout ship nearby. It appears damaged, but still operational. Elena considered. Prepare a boarding team. We need to find out what that energy was, why the Xyrillians retreated so suddenly. The ship's automated drones maneuvered carefully toward the scout cameras broadcasting grainy images of a sleek but battle-scarred alien vessel. The boarding party suited up quickly, aware that first contact was now anything but peaceful. Within minutes, the human team entered the scouts' dim corridors. Strange symbols glowed faintly on the walls, and the air carried a metallic Thames. The alien ship seemed abandoned, except for one figure, a Xyrillian soldier slumped near the control deck. Dr. Malik, the mission's chief xenobiologist, knelt beside the unconscious creature. Still alive, she said softly. We'll need to bring him back for questioning. Back on the Endeavor, the Xyrillian prisoner was placed in a secure containment chamber, guarded but treated with care. Elena paced the bridge, her mind racing. We've been attacked without clear reason, she said aloud. And then something saved us, something they fear. Suddenly, the communications console beeped. An encrypted transmission was coming in from a distant outpost on the edge of known space. Warning. From a species known as the Arbitrans, longtime observers of interstellar affairs. Elena activated the channel. Captain Reyes. The voice of Ambassador Kira came through, calm but urgent. We've intercepted reports of your encounter with the Xyrillians. They are known for brutal conquests, but what you faced is more than simple aggression. Any alien who attacks humans triggers a cosmic anomaly, a trap that imprisons the aggressor forever. The bridge went quiet. Elena's brow furrowed. A trap? What kind of trap? Kira's voice lowered. We call it the Prison of Shadows. It's a dimension outside normal space where time and matter behave unpredictably. Attack humans, and you risk being drawn in, lost forever. It's an ancient, poorly understood phenomenon connected to humanity's unique biology and Earth's quantum signature. Elena glanced at the containment chamber where the Xyrillian prisoner stirred. Is that why their fleet disappeared? Most likely, Kira confirmed. Your survival is no accident. This prison is both a shield and a warning. Before Elena could respond, the ship's alarms blared. Sensors detected multiple contacts approaching at high speed. Incoming vessels, Chen announced. Xyrillian warships. They're back, and they're not alone. The Endeavor prepared for battle once more, but this time, the enemy was larger and better coordinated. The Xyrillians had brought reinforcements. Evasive maneuvers, Elena ordered. Deploy defensive drones and raise all shields. We're not running this time. The battle erupted with a fury, unlike before. Alien weapons tore through space, lighting up the darkness with lethal beams and missiles. The humans fought with precision, their plasma cannons slicing through enemy ships. Yet, As the fight dragged on, the strange cosmic anomaly stirred again. Ships that fired on the Endeavor suddenly began to flicker, parts of their hulls vanishing. Crews screaming in panic as they were pulled into the intangible prison. One by one, the attackers vanished, their ships lost to the unknown dimension. Despite the chaos, the humans held their ground. Elena's leadership was calm and decisive. She issued orders to focus fire on the largest enemy vessels, knowing that if they could break the Xyrillian fleet's core strength, the rest would retreat. Amid the battle, the Xyrillian prisoner watched, silently, his alien eyes flickering with a mixture of fear and something else. Respect, perhaps, or awe. After hours of fighting, the enemy fleet finally withdrew. Limping away into deep space, Alina let out a slow breath. Status report. Chen's voice was steady. Minimal damage to Endeavor. Shields are holding. No casualties. The crew exchanged relieved smiles, though exhaustion was clear on every face. Prepare for long-range scans, Alina said. We need to understand this anomaly fully before anyone else tries to challenge humanity. That night, as the Endeavor drifted quietly through the stars, Lina stood alone by the observation window, staring into the endless dark. The galaxy had just sent a clear message. Attacking humans wasn't just dangerous. It was a trap, one that few would survive, and humanity was just beginning to discover its true power. The Endeavor hummed quietly in the depths of space, the tension aboard still thick from the recent battle. In the ship's secure containment wing, the Xyrillian prisoner lay on a reinforced biobe. Monitored closely by Dr. Malik and a team of linguists. Captain Alina Reyes entered the chamber, her steps deliberate. The prisoner's eyes fluttered open, revealing deep violet irises flecked with silver. He was unlike any life form the crew had encountered, his slender frame covered in smooth, scaled skin that shimmered faintly under the sterile lights. Dr. Malik approached cautiously. He's stable, Captain. We need to establish communication. Carefully. Xyrillian language is complex, but we have partial decoding. The alien's gaze sharpened as he studied the humans around him. Despite his injuries, there was an undeniable pride in his posture. Alina nodded. We want to understand why your people attacked us, and what that strange energy was that saved us. The prisoner's lips moved, producing guttural sounds. The translator device hummed and offered a rough translation. They, warned. But you did not leave, he said, voice low and measured. Xyrillians conquer or die. You, are different. Alina raised an eyebrow. Different how? The alien hesitated, then continued. Your attacks, cause pain beyond battle. A prison of shadows. Captures aggressors. Forever. Dr. Malik leaned in. Can you tell us more about this prison? How it works? Why does it trap attackers? The prisoner's eyes darkened. Old power. Ancient curse. Linked to your blood. Your world's position. Xyrillian fleets struck, and vanished. Alina exchanged a glance with her officers. Your people knew about this? Why did you still attack? The alien's expression twisted with frustration. Greed, fear, pride. We believed we could break. It destroys your weakness. Suddenly, the prisoner's gaze flickered with pain. But it is no weakness. It is strength. Alina's voice softened. Then help us understand. Help us stop more lives being lost on both sides. The Xyrillian was silent for a long moment. Then, slowly, he nodded. Over the next several days, the prisoner revealed what he knew. The so-called Prison of Shadows was a dimension adjacent to normal space, a swirling realm where physical laws bent and time folded back on itself. It acted like a cosmic snare, triggered when an alien species attacked a human with lethal intent. But why humans? The answer lay buried in Earth's quantum signature, a unique resonance created by a rare combination of evolutionary biology and planetary conditions. Human DNA interacted with this quantum field in a way that activated the prison, a natural defense mechanism, written into the fabric of reality itself. It was as if the universe had given humanity a secret shield. Any enemy who attacked risked being trapped forever, lost in an endless labyrinth of shadows. The implications were staggering. Back on the bridge, Elena reviewed the data with her senior officers. "This changes everything," she said quietly. "Our strength isn't just our weapons or technology. It's this ... anomaly. But we don't fully understand it yet. And other civilizations don't know about it either." Lieutenant Chen frowned. "It's triggered by attack. Could we use it strategically? To defend ourselves without full-scale war?" "Potentially," Elena agreed. "But we have to be careful. We don't want to become the galaxy's prison warden." Meanwhile, tension simmered aboard the Endeavor. The Xyrelian prisoners' presence stirred unease. Some crew members feared that their enemy's biology might interfere with the ship's systems. Others worried that the prisoner might be a spy. Dr. Malik worked tirelessly to build trust, carefully documenting every interaction. One evening, as the ship sailed quietly past a distant nebula, the prisoner spoke again. "Your people ... stronger than we guessed. Your ancestors carried this power for millennia, hidden, waiting." Elena considered the weight of his words. Humanity had always believed its future lay in technology, exploration, and diplomacy. But now it was clear. Something deeper, more ancient was at play. Outside the observation window, stars glittered cold and distant. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and dangers, and humanity was waking up to a destiny few could have imagined. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge of the Endeavor, staring at the endless expanse of stars through the ship's panoramic viewport. The galaxy felt larger and more complex than ever. The revelation about the prison of shadows had rippled through the crew, stirring a mix of awe and unease. Behind her, Lieutenant Chen adjusted the comms console. "Captain, we've finished compiling the report on the Xyrelian encounter and the cosmic anomaly. It's ready for transmission." Elena nodded. "Good. It's time to let the rest of the galaxy know what's at stake." For decades, humanity had worked to build peaceful relationships with alien civilizations. But now, with the evidence of the mysterious dimensional prison, a new strategy was necessary, one that combined caution with strength. The message was simple but firm. Caution to all civilizations: attacking humans triggers an irreversible cosmic prison. Aggression against humanity risks eternal entrapment beyond normal space. We advise all species to heed this warning. Peace and diplomacy remain open. Elena watched the transmission beam pulse outward, a digital beacon sent to every known species. "Within communication range, some will listen," she said quietly. "Others won't." The first reaction came almost immediately. Within hours, multiple species acknowledged the warning, either with relief or skepticism. Some expressed interest in opening diplomatic talks. Others dismissed the message as bluff, unwilling to believe humanity possessed such a mysterious power. Among the dismissive voices was the Arbex Empire, a dominant force known for its military might and ambition. Ambassador Kira's voice returned to the comms channel, cautious but clear. "Captain Reyes, the Arbex have refused to respond positively. They see your warning as a threat to their influence and have begun mobilizing their fleets near the border of human-controlled space." Elena frowned. "So they plan to challenge us indeed," Kira said. "The Arbex pride themselves on strength. They don't believe in cosmic curses or prisons. They believe in conquest." The tension aboard the Endeavor grew palpable. The crew knew what was coming. The galaxy's dominant power was ready to test humanity's resolve and the limits of the Prison of Shadows. Alina gathered her senior officers in the strategy room. "We have two choices," she said firmly. "We prepare for war, or we find a way to turn this situation to our advantage." Lieutenant Chen tapped the holomap. "We know the anomaly activates only when humans are attacked with lethal force. That means if we can hold the line and use the Prison of Shadows strategically, we could neutralize their aggression without total destruction," Dr. Malik added. "But we don't yet understand how to control it fully. It's unpredictable. And some of our own tech struggles to interact with the quantum field involved." Alina leaned forward. "Then we accelerate research. We develop defenses that trigger the anomaly safely and harness it as a deterrent." As days passed, the endeavors. Scientists worked around the clock, studying the dimensional prison and testing new shielding methods. The ship became a fortress of knowledge, blending human ingenuity with the strange cosmic power tied to Earth itself. Meanwhile, ambassadors from friendly species arrived aboard the Endeavor, curious, cautious, and eager to learn from humanity's unexpected strength. The Alliance network began to grow, balancing against the rising threat of the Arbex Empire. One evening, Alina met with a Zyrelian prisoner in the ship's medical bay. The alien had recovered enough to speak more freely. "You warned us," Alina said quietly. "Why did your people ignore it?" The Zyrelian's eyes were weary. "Pride. We believed our fleets were too strong. We did not fear what we did not." "Understand," Alina nodded. "Now you see, humans are not just another species to conquer." He gave a bitter smile. "Perhaps. Or perhaps your power will change the balance of the entire galaxy." The warning had been sent. The stakes were clear. Attack humans, and you risk becoming lost forever. The galaxy was watching, and humanity was ready. The calm before the storm stretched thin across the Endeavor. Captain Alina Reyes sat at the command table, fixed on the holographic display showing the distant borders of human space. On the edge, a massive fleet gathered the Arbex. Empire's warships, sleek and imposing. Their dark hulls etched with crimson insignias. "Intel confirms," Lieutenant Chen reported. "The Arbex fleet is assembling near the Joran Rift, just outside human territory. They're positioning for a full-scale invasion." Elena's jaw tightened. "They're calling our bluff. They don't believe the Prison of Shadows is real, or they don't fear it, or they think their technology can overcome it." Chen added. Alina stood and paced. "We've warned the galaxy. We've sent ambassadors. But the Arbex values strength above all else. If they attack, we'll have to prove them wrong." In the war room, advisors and scientists debated strategies. The Prison of Shadows was unpredictable but powerful, a cosmic trap that swallowed aggressors whole. Yet controlling it remained elusive. Dr. Malik spoke, her tone urgent. "We must prepare defensive systems that can trigger the anomaly intentionally. If the Arbex strike first, our survival depends on harnessing this power." Commander Rios, the chief tactical officer, nodded. "We'll develop countermeasures that draw enemy ships into the dimensional snare. Use their aggression against them." Alina looked at the gathered team. "We need every advantage. The fate of Earth and humanity's future is on the line." Days later, the Arbex fleet made its move. Across the void, their warships surged toward human space, weapons glowing with deadly energy. The Endeavor and its allied ships formed a defensive perimeter near the asteroid belt orbiting Proxima Centauri. The tension was electric as the two forces faced off. Alina gave the order. "Battle stations. Keep shields at full and weapons ready. Remember, don't fire unless fired upon. Let the Prison of Shadows do its work." The Arbex flagship, a towering dreadnought named Dominion, opened fire first. Blinding beams tore through space, aimed directly at the human ships as plasma. Bolts hit the Endeavor's shields. The cosmic anomaly flickered to life. Around the attacking Arbex ships, shimmering rifts appeared, like tears in space itself. Suddenly, several enemy vessels blinked out, swallowed by the mysterious dimensional prison. Chaos erupted in the Arbex ranks. Commander Rios coordinated the defense with precise commands, guiding the fleet to exploit the anomaly zones. One by one, the aggressive Arbex ships fell into the trap, their crews trapped in an endless limbo beyond normal reality. The remaining enemy vessels tried to retreat, but the humans pressed their advantage, cutting off escape routes. Despite heavy resistance, the Arbex fleet was in disarray. On the Endeavor, Alina watched the battle unfold with a mix of determination and caution. "This isn't just a fight," she said softly. "It's a test of survival and the galaxy's first real proof of humanity's hidden strength." The battle raged for hours, till the battered Arbex forces finally signaled a retreat. Their admiral sent a message, gritted with frustration. "This isn't over, humans. We will return." Alina replied calmly, "And next time, you will think twice before attacking." The victory came at a cost. The Endeavor sustained damage, and the crew counted their losses quietly. Yet the morale was high. Humanity had faced the galaxy's greatest military power and prevailed, thanks to the Prison of Shadows. Back in the command center, scientists immediately began analyzing the battle data. Dr. Malik pointed out, "We've confirmed the anomaly can be triggered and controlled more reliably than before. This changes our entire approach to defense." Alina nodded. "We'll continue to strengthen our knowledge and prepare for whatever comes next." The Arbex Empire's challenge had been met and overcome. But across the stars, other eyes watched the outcome with growing concern. Humanity was no longer the underdog. They were a force to be reckoned with. The Endeavor sailed through the silent vastness of space, the aftermath of the Arbex confrontation still fresh in every crew member's mind. The ship's corridors buzzed with a mix of exhaustion and cautious optimism. Yet a new challenge loomed. Diplomacy Captain Alina Reyes convened her senior officers in the strategy room, the holographic star map glowing softly in the dim light. Ambassador Kira joined the meeting via secure video link, her composed expression reflecting the gravity of the moment. The Arbex have retreated. But their message was clear. Kira began. They will not accept humanity's rise quietly. Other powers in the galaxy are watching closely, calculating their own moves. Lieutenant Chen interjected. Some allies have expressed concern about escalating tensions. They worry the Prison of Shadows, while powerful, might provoke a larger conflict if used recklessly. Alina nodded, which means our next step isn't just about strength, it's about strategy. We must build alliances and navigate the political currents carefully. Ambassador Kira's eyes narrowed. We need to send envoys to key species, the Arbex neighbors, the Arbitrans, and the Coalition of Free Worlds. Show them humanity's willingness to negotiate, but also our readiness to defend ourselves. Dr. Malik added, our scientific teams can share data about the Prison of Shadows, emphasizing it as a defensive measure, not an offensive weapon. Transparency could build trust. Alina leaned forward. Prepare the diplomatic fleet. We'll send a delegation to the Arbex border first. A message of peace, backed by undeniable strength. The crew moved swiftly. Within days, the Endeavor rendezvoused with several allied ships, forming a convoy carrying diplomats, scientists, and military advisors. As the fleet approached the Arbex border, tension mounted. The Arbex capital, a sprawling city planet named Zeros, was a symbol of imperial power, its towering spires piercing the atmosphere like dark claws. The diplomatic envoy was met by Arbex officials in a stark chamber designed to intimidate and impress. Ambassador Kira addressed the council. "We come not as conquerors, but as partners. Humanity's power is undeniable, but we seek peace, understanding, and cooperation." An Arbex elder responded, voice rough like grinding metal. "Your prison of shadows threatens our way of life. We will not bow to what we do not understand." Captain Reyes stepped forward. "Fear of the unknown leads to conflict. Let us find common ground before war becomes inevitable." Behind the scenes, Alina and Kira worked tirelessly to break down decades of mistrust. The Xyrillian prisoners' insights proved invaluable, offering a rare perspective on Arbex culture and values. Yet, not all were convinced. Factions within the Arbex leadership plotted to undermine talks, viewing diplomacy as weakness. Back aboard the Endeavor, Lieutenant Chen intercepted encrypted messages hinting at sabotage attempts against the delegation. Elena's voice was firm. "Increase security. We will not be derailed." Days turned into tense weeks as negotiations unfolded. Small victories emerged: agreements on trade, mutual research, and non-aggression pacts. Still, the shadow of war lingered. One night, as Alina reviewed messages in her quarters, an urgent alert sounded. Sensors detected an unauthorized vessel approaching the convoy's stealth technology, masking its intent. The ship's captain ordered immediate lockdown and raised shields. The intruder sent a single, chilling transmission: "Withdraw now, or be trapped forever." Elena's heart raced. The prison of shadows was no longer a secret weapon. It had become a warning echoing through the galaxy. "We're not backing down," she said quietly. "Not now, not ever." The battle for peace had only just begun. The Endeavor's alarms blared sharply, piercing the tense stillness of space. Captain Alina Reyes stood fast on the bridge, her eyes scanning the rapidly updating tactical displays. The unauthorized vessel, cloaked until moments ago, had just decloaked less than 10,000 kilometers away, a shadow slipping into the convoy's perimeter with deadly precision. Lieutenant Chen's fingers flew over the controls. "It's a stealth attack ship, Captain. Unknown origin. Weapons locked and charging." Elena's voice was steady but resolute. "Raise all shields to maximum. Prepare to engage, but hold fire unless fired upon." The crew scrambled to their battle stations, hearts pounding but disciplined. The diplomatic mission was delicate. Any misstep could shatter the fragile peace Kaylee they were trying to build. Outside the viewport, a Kaylee intruder launched a salvo of electromagnetic pulses aimed at the Endeavor's sensor arrays, momentarily blinding the ship's eyes in the void. "Damage to sensors," Chen reported. "Loss of primary targeting for 30 seconds. Lena's jaw tightened. "Divert power to countermeasures and backup sensors. Don't let them get the upper hand." The intruder ship moved swiftly, weaving through the convoy like a specter, launching targeted attacks against vulnerable escort vessels. Commander Rios coordinated the defense, directing fighter squadrons to intercept. Laser blasts cut through the darkness, illuminating the void in brief bursts of violent light. Suddenly, a rift opened near the intruder's position, the prison of shadows flickering alive once more. Chen's voice held a note of disbelief. "It's happening again. Ships firing on us are being drawn into the anomaly." But the intruder wasn't attacking the humans directly. Instead, it deployed small drones that latched onto human vessels, attempting sabotage from within. "Boarding parties incoming," Rios warned. "They're trying to bypass our defenses." The battle was a chaotic dance of light and shadow, aggression and defense. The Endeavor's crew fought fiercely, but the stealth ship's tactics were unlike anything they'd faced, Alina realized. They were being tested, baited. "Divert all available power to the anomaly projectors," she ordered. We need to expand the prison's reach, trap this threat before it spreads. The shimmering dimensional rift grew, its tendrils extending like spectral fingers into the void. One by one, the stealth ship's drones were pulled into the anomaly, lost to the shadowy prison forever. But the attackers' true plan was more insidious. An encrypted message intercepted by Lieutenant Chen revealed the intruder's origin, a coalition of species opposed to humanity's rising influence, calling themselves the Eclipse. The Eclipse sought to destabilize the fragile alliances forming around the Endeavor by provoking war, chaos, and distrust. "We're caught in a web," Elena said grimly. "They want to fracture us before we can unite." Ambassador Kira appeared on the bridge display, her face grave. "The Eclipse Pact has agents embedded across several governments. They spread misinformation and fear. We must be vigilant." The Endeavor regrouped after the skirmish, tending to damaged ships and fortifying defenses. Alina addressed her crew. "This attack was a warning, but we won't be intimidated. The galaxy is watching, and humanity will not falter." Dr. Malik approached with new data from the anomaly research. "We've detected faint echoes within the prison of shadows, remnants of previous prisoners. Some may be reachable." Elena's eyes lit with determination. "We can communicate. With those trapped, maybe we can turn this prison into a source of knowledge, not just a weapon." As the convoy set course for safer space, the shadows of conflict loomed ever larger. The Eclipse Pact was out there, weaving its trap tighter. But humanity's resolve was stronger. The war for the future was far from over. The Endeavor drifted. At the edge of the prison of shadows, a realm beyond normal space, where time twisted and light bent like liquid silver. The ship's scientific instruments pulsed softly, probing the dark rift that had ensnared countless aggressors. Captain Alina Reyes stood beside Dr. Malik in the observation chamber, watching the shifting mists that veiled this cosmic prison. The discoveries they had made here could change everything. "We never imagined the prison could be more than a trap," Alina said, voice low with wonder. "But it's alive, almost sentient." Dr. Malik nodded. "We detected faint energy. Signatures, patterns that suggest the prisoner's consciousnesses still exist inside. If we can reach them, maybe we can learn from their experiences, even help them." Elena's mind raced. For years, the prison of shadows had been humanity's secret defense, a cosmic snare for those who attacked. Now, it might hold keys to understanding the universe itself. The Endeavor deployed a specialized probe into the rift, sending pulses of encoded signals in an attempt to communicate with the trapped souls. The ship's AI translated an eerie response. Fragmented memories, fears, hopes, echoes of countless beings caught in an endless limbo. One message stood out, clear and urgent. "Escape is possible. Find the heart, the shadow core." Alina exchanged a glance with Malik. A core, a control center inside the prison. The probe's instruments mapped the rift, revealing a hidden nexus deep within the shadows, a place where the cosmic energy pulsed strongest. "We have to go in," Alina decided. "It's risky, but if we can reach the shadow core, we might free those trapped and unlock new power." The crew prepared the Endeavor for the dive into the unknown. Shields were reinforced, and all systems optimized to withstand the impossible physics of the prison's interior. As the ship crossed the boundary, reality itself seemed to ripple. Stars distorted into strange shapes, and time folded in on itself. Inside the prison of shadows, the Endeavor moved through shifting corridors of light and dark, a surreal labyrinth born of pure quantum energy. Suddenly, a vast structure emerged. Ahead, the shadow core. It was a swirling mass of energy, like a living storm at the center of the prison. Elena's voice was steady. "Prepare to interface." Dr. Malik, initiate the neural link. Using advanced quantum technology, Malik connected with the core, their minds briefly merging with the immense consciousness of the prison. Visions flooded Elena's mind. The history of the prison. Its creation by an ancient cosmic intelligence to protect fledgling civilizations like humanity's. It was a guardian, not a jailer, designed to contain aggressors and preserve balance. But something had corrupted the prison's purpose. Fear and anger from trapped beings twisted its energy, causing endless suffering. We can heal it, Elena realized. Restore balance and free the prisoners. Together, the crew of the Endeavor and the Shadow Corps sent waves of harmonizing energy through the rift. The prison's swirling darkness began to calm, light piercing through the shadows. One by one, trapped souls emerged, free at last from their cosmic limbo. Former enemies, once lost to hatred and war, now found peace and understanding. Back aboard the Endeavor, Elena addressed her crew and their newfound allies across the stars. The universe gave humanity a gift, a power born from balance and resilience. But it also gave us a responsibility to protect, to heal, and to unite. The message echoed across communications channels, galaxy-wide, signaling a new era, one where fear of attack would no longer mean eternal imprisonment, but the chance for redemption and peace. The prison of shadows was no longer a warning, it was a bridge, and humanity had crossed it.